So, welcome to part 2 of the things that I have learned so far in my 23 years in this world, right? So yeah, and another amazing lesson I've learned is that tell your story. Tell your story. Tell your story. When you tell your story, it opens you up to opportunities, to people that can resonate, to a community. It helps you heal and to also impact and heal others. Telling your story is a game changer, especially in the world that we are now. It's not being pride. Telling your story is not about trying to form it or fake it. Tell your story how it is, where you are, for what you have, what you have, who you are, where you are. Tell your story the way it is, and you will see the amazing things that can come out from it, right? Tell your story. Don't hide the things that you're doing. Share it with the world. Show your work. Share your story. It's a good way to free yourself up. It's a good way to be seen much more by people, right? Because there's no reason why you should be doing amazing things or something like that and you are not showing people. Please do. I think another lesson that I have learned so far is that the way you live or the things that you say, right, consciously or subconsciously, it affects the people around you, right? And what I mean by that is, the things that you feed yourself with, the things that you expose your mind to, it shapes who you become. It shapes your words and your actions and your desires and your intentions, whether you know it or not. It goes a long way. I think that's even like two lessons in one. One lesson in that is the things that you listen to, that you pay attention to, that you do or that you watch. It goes a long way to form your desires, your intentions, your appetite, right? For example, what I do so much today, where I say, the peace and sanity and God, the peace and sanity and God. I got inspired by that by watching a conversation of somebody that I admire at the time where I was still finding clarity, right? And being in that conversation that they did on their page for just a brief moment, right? It gave me so much clarity, and I was able to have this strategy and clarity and understanding and connection with the message that I feel so deep within me to want to share also with the world, right? I've always felt like, I have this understanding or this intentions in life or these thoughts somehow that make me feel grounded and at peace with my own journey, right? And I've always genuinely believed that if I share with people that are like me, my young adults, creatives, it will help them also to be more peaceful, even as they are trying to be the best, right? It will help them to live a life that they are proud of and they are at peace with. But I was not able to articulate that. But being in that conversation of that my faith for that brief moment, and it gave me that clarity and it connected things. I got a name, I got everything and all of that. And I'm like, wow, what if I missed that, right? Maybe I'll still be in a place where I'm looking for trying to figure out what I want to talk about today. So yeah, I think I've said this before in one video, but, curate your feed, curate the things that you see, listen to things that are healthy, things that gives you perspective, that give you depth. Yes, try as much as you can to open your mind, right? Which is like another lesson on its own, but also be careful, right? Be careful so that you can guard your heart, right? And in that, you then now realize that what you now do and you say, it affects the people around you, even subconsciously. And I realized that from watching my brother, right? Even though he still have his own, kids, stubbornness and all of that, but then there are some things that he knows today that I never even dreamt about knowing when I was his age. And the reason why I understand those things now is because he's seeing somebody that is doing those things, somebody that he can look at and ask questions. I've seen people tell me that, you said this thing at this time when we were together and it changed the way I'm thinking about my life. And I'm like, wow. What if I did not say that, right? So pay attention to how you live life, right? It doesn't even mean that maybe you are a creator or something. Just pay attention to how you live life. Try as much as you can to do things with love, with honesty, from a place of service. I'm trying to help, right? Try as much as you can to become better for yourself so that you can be better for people around you. You know, like I used to say that self-love, you know, self-development, mindful living and intentional living is service. If you are able to do all those things, you'll be able to serve the people around you and your environment better, right? And it's just amazing, right? And another thing I've learned also is that sometimes just accept people for who they are, right? Don't try to tell yourself a different story about them. See them as who they are, right? This is who this person is. Don't try to project your own opinion of who you think they should be. Don't try to project it to them. You know, I've learned that, you know, in my journey so far. It's a life-changing lesson for me, right? Because I've had people in my life that I always want to try to fit them into how I want them to be or how I think that they should be in my life, and that always hurts me, right? There are people in my life where I always want them to like maybe share my work, like comment on my post, or you know, just be there. But these people have made me see that they are just my kind of ask me for advice kind of friends, or they are just my kind of hello kind of friends. And because I did not accept it like that, it always hurt me. But now I've learned that when you see people for who they are, then you understand that this is who they are, and then you understand the purpose that they can serve in your life or not, right? Even family, right? There are people that I know that I'm always like, why is this person always saying this thing about me or doing this thing about me like this and all of that? But I've learned to realize that, okay, this is just how they are, right? This is just who they are, and this is how they fit into my story in this particular moment, right? You know, because somebody is bearing a name, because we have given them a name in our life, does not mean that that is the role that they are playing in our lives, right? Because we call somebody so and so. I don't want to give names. Does not mean that that's the role that they are playing, right? They may be playing a different role entirely, and the earlier we accept that, the better. The earlier we accept that, the better. It's a life-changing lesson, man. It is a life-changing lesson. Don't tell yourself a different story. Don't tell yourself a different story, right? And another thing I've learned is that never lose your art of curiosity and open-mindedness. Never lose it. You know, that's something I've learned. You know, being curious and open-minded has led me into a lot of amazing things, right? It has expanded my mind to a lot of ideas, opportunities, perspective, understanding, clarity, sense of purpose, you know, and even getting to meet people and all of that. You know, it's just amazing. Even wisdom, right? You know, so it's good to like be the quote unquote the fool in a place. If you need to ask questions, ask questions. You'll be surprised at what being curious and open-minded can do for you, right? You'll be surprised. Being curious and open-minded can literally open you up to a new world within you that you never knew existed, right? So that's just something an amazing thing I've learned so far. You know, never lose your heart of curiosity and open-mindedness. Never lose that. And another one like it is that as much as you can, try to introspect and be intentional as much as you can. Introspect and be intentional as much as you can. And what I mean by that is, when people do something and you feel pained about it or something, or you are doing an activity and you enjoy it or you don't enjoy it or something like that, ask yourself questions. Introspect. Find out, why is it painful? Find out, why did I enjoy that? Oh, is this something I want to do more? How did my day go? How has my year been? How does this month go for me? Just basically introspect, right? When somebody do something for you, something to you, and you feel a certain way, before you react, before you do something, ask yourself, why am I feeling like that? Where is that coming from, right? For me, there are times that basically some very, very little things I'll just feel this anger within me, and I'm like, where's that coming from? You know, and that's always like a lifesaver when you introspect, when you ask yourself questions that, where is this thing coming from? Why am I feeling like this? You know, why did I react like that towards what that person said? You know, it goes a long way in saving you time, energy, mental space, everything. Like I've realized that it's basically a life changer. Like it changes the game entirely, because when you're able to, a lot of us would live life without even thinking about it. You know, we engage in activities without even asking ourselves, did I really enjoy that? Is that something I want to do again, or I want to do it differently next time? You know, being around this person, did I enjoy their company? Do I want to be here again? You know, like that. You know, for example, I have like 3 alarms on my phone every day that keeps me grounded, that reminds me to just reflect on the day so far and the activities I've done so far and my words and actions in the day so far. And it's just a good way to, like, yes, sometimes I miss out, sometimes I don't do it and all of that, but it's good to have that system in place that reminds you to reflect and to introspect and to look within yourself, because that's what you can control the most. Sometimes we cannot control, most times in fact, we can't control the things that are happening around us, right? Or the things that life is throwing at us, but we can control how we react to it. We can control the story that we tell ourselves about it, right? So yeah, introspect. Know yourself more. You know, introspect to the point that you are able to separate so many ideas, right? You are able to like detach so many things and fix them back together and see if they still fit, and feel like, why am I feeling this here? Okay, what is this telling me, right? And you know, that's another amazing thing that I've learned so far, right? And another thing that I think I've learned is also that the behavior or action of people towards you is more of a projection of who they are and the things that they are battling with. It's not really about you, right? 90% of the time, it is not really about you. This is something that I've done also, right? There are times when you will be angry about something before you leave the house, then you meet somebody on the road who just did something that you could have just ignored, but because you have been angry before you left the house, you just say something to that person that you were not supposed to say, right? And a lot of people walk around that way too. Maybe they talk about our hair or our dressing or the way we talk or something in a way that we don't like, right? It is not really about us, it's about them. Most of the time it's about something that they are battling with within themselves, right? So when somebody drop an hate comment or say something about you that you don't like and all of that, sometimes just remind yourself that it is more about them than it is about you. It is more about the person that they are, the things that they are fighting through, the things that are happening to them. It is more about that. It is not really about you. You know, yes, sometimes hold yourself accountable and all of that. I'm not saying you should then use that as an excuse not to hold yourself accountable, but it helps to know that this is something that this person is, you know, is battling with, right? And another important thing I've learned is that it is possible for two truths to exist. It is possible for two truths to exist. Don't put yourself in a place where you think that what you know is just the one and only truth, right? Embrace different ideas, and in doing that, you can ask people questions why they believe certain things, right? Ask them, Alpha, why did you do that? Why are you doing this, right? Why are you doing that? Why did you do that? What's that all about, right? You know, and you'll be surprised that you can see where they are coming from, and you see where you are coming from, and both truths can exist in your world and in your mind, and you don't have to fight it, right? Having that kind of mindset goes a long way in living peacefully with people, in existing with a lot of people, and just living in a place of understanding and not having to fight things unnecessarily, right? And you know, I think some other things I've learned is that love is important. Love is not scam, man. I mean, if you can build something healthy and intentional with somebody, please go ahead, man. I'm grateful for my partner. Love is not scam, man. No, love is not scam. Another lesson I'm learning is that the journey is far. That's something I'm learning like recently. The journey is still very far. You know, we should not let probably maybe social media or the society definition of what success is or what it should look like or something like that. We should not let it drain us. We should not let it make us lose our enthusiasm for life. We should not let it make us lose our passion for our own dreams, right? We should not let that happen to us, right? We should not, you know. The journey is far, the journey is long. There's still so much that can be achieved if we keep moving, right? And that's another thing I've learned. And another thing I've also learned is that it's important to take risks. You know, it's important to take risks, you know, risk things, right? I took a risk when I decided that content creation is the path that I want to do and not what I studied in school, right? And so far, I'm loving it, right? I took a risk that I want to come to Abeokuta. I don't want to stay in a safe place in Ibadan, you know, and I'm enjoying it so far. And I can sense other risk coming that I would have to take, right? And and you know, by taking those risks, you can get to see what life has in stock for you, right? You can get to experience the most amazing things that you can ever think of, right? And another thing I think I've learned also is that volunteering is not bad. Does not make you less of a person. It is amazing, you know, finding ways to give value to others, to help others, you know, to volunteer to their cause or their mission can be a great way for you to build yourself also, especially in a field or a career path that you also want to be in, right? It's a great way to develop skills and network with people, right? I've done that a lot in my life, and damn, it's helped me so far. When I first started writing, I started writing by volunteering to an organization, and I learned a lot. Before I submit my article, the person that is like the owner of the organization would, you know, go through it, would correct me, and I learned a lot from that, right? And like that. Till today, recently, the thing that I did that was like volunteering was sitting in front of my screen for like 7 hours and typing out life quotes from speakers in an event and all of that, and sending the file to the team that organized the event. Until today, they still remember it. I was in its Twitter space the other day, and they still mentioned it. They remembered, right? It means that they would remember me. They would remember my name. It's a great way to build integrity, volunteering, right? Don't just make it be all about you taking from people. Find a way to give back to people too, please. And I think another thing that I have not said is that money is important, man. Money is not evil, and that's something I'm really trying to like embrace. Money is just a tool. You can decide to use it for good or for bad. So as much as you can, in healthy ways, in great ways, in ways that will not regret or that will not drain you, get money. Get money, man. And I've also realized that it's possible to believe something and to see it come to pass. You know, I believe that content creation would work for me, and I pressed on, and it's clicking now, right? And it's possible for that also to lead into you being able to make money, right? And which is what I am doing now, right? So even though, as I am like this, I'm looking for more ways to like make more money, right? Because it's important. It's an amazing tool. I mean, if I have more money now, right? For example, my lighting will be better, right? My filming will be better. You know, I would have furniture in this sitting room right now, all right? So money is a tool. It's an amazing tool. It helps you to do things with so much freedom. So don't box your heart and feel like, oh, you don't want to have money because it's evil. No, it's not evil. Yes, you should be content. Please get to a place where you are content, right? Be content with the things that you have, but at the same time, open your mind to, you know, more opportunities, especially in the world that we live in today, right? So there are so many opportunities around, and this is something I'm also learning, right? Money is just a tool. So there's no need to feel like, oh, money will not give you happiness, blah 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 blah. Yes, live within your means, but also don't push it too far by feeling like, oh, I don't need it, you know. No, you know. And another thing I've also learned is that being in the spotlight is not a problem. Being called an influencer or being in the spotlight is not something bad. If you want it, embrace it and say it. Don't run away from it. You know, like money, influence, fame, or having authority is also a tool. You can decide to use it for good and to use it for bad. So if you know you want to impact people positively, I mean, why say that you don't want to be in the limelight? Why say that you don't want to be seen? If you love it, please accept it. I want to be in the limelight. I want to be an influencer. I want to influence people for good. I want to shine my light. I want more people to see me, right? I want to speak in the front of millions, right? And that's okay, right? Am I chasing it with all my life? Like, if I don't have this, I'll die. No. But do I want it? If it happens, I do, right? Because I believe that the message that I have, the words that I have, the ideas that I have deserves to be heard by millions of people. And I've learned that if one is trying to feel like, oh, this thing is not important, there's so many opportunities that you will not be able to accept because you feel like it's not important. It's amazing. It's not a problem. I mean, we all want our ideas to be heard one way or another. If you don't want it, then that is fine. It is totally fine. But if you see somebody that is saying that they want to be in the limelight or something, don't fight them. And if you want it, don't shy away from it. Just know how you want to use it, right? And also, I've learned that it's okay to be criticized. Being criticized is not something that one can run away from. So, like I said, there's a lot. There's still so many other lessons, but let's just stop it there. We are still together now. I'll still be chipping in those things in my video. Like I said, I did not want to really script this. I just wanted to come and just flow from my heart. Let me know the points that resonated with you the most in the comment section. You want to heart it, whatever you feel like you want to heart it in the comments. Share this with people. Drop the things that you also are learning in your own life's journey. Let me know in the comment section. I would definitely be there to respond, right? And somebody can watch my video and feel like, I already know everything that he's saying, right, Jerry? But maybe they will read your own comments and they'll be like, I like this. So yeah, feel free to drop. Turn on post notifications if that is your thing. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, let me know, do you like this style of recording? I'll still try many other styles, but do you like this one? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching and I really appreciate you. Yeah, bye.